time it is. I've known this brother now for, I would say, I'll say 3 years. That's a good, round, complete number. Because when you get one, you get two, and out of two comes three. Since knowing him, I've come to love and respect him, not only for his words of encouragement and motivation, but also his actions, the way he carries himself. For Hami, character is so very important. For those of us who knows this brother, his character and his bearing always has been if there is such a word, exemplification for all of us to follow and admire. So it's so wonderful to have him come to us again this morning with words of encouragement and understanding. May I introduce to you all IMAM Barak. Everyone. Amen. I want to talk about who you are. And Brother stepped on a little bit and said, your character. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. There's a difference between character and personality. And if that comes to you and you're not sure of the difference, you should absolutely know the difference because they perform somewhat different tasks. He says many times the word character and personality are used interchangeably. While related, there's a distinct difference between the two words and their meaning. Character is often used to define a person's integrity. What you do that is right when no one sees you do it. Integrity, understanding that you are your word, and your word demonstrates your ability to be integral. So when a person speaks of you, one of the words that they should always speak about is your integrity. Because it is the thing that says you are a Muhammad. Character is actually a set of behaviors, traits, that define what type of person you are. Do you follow rules of your group? Do you? Or are you slack? Do you take slight advantages of our time? Do you not participate on the level that's expected? Do you not donate when it's a sacrifice? I don't know. You do. Character is actually a set of behavior traits that define what type of person you are. Do you follow the rules of the group? many times who do not follow the rules of the group, whether it is family group, work group, religious group, or they are not accepted in the group. When you act outside the behaviors as accepted in Baha'i, then it's difficult for the Baha'i group to embrace you. Even though we want to embrace you, there is an energy about you that interferes with that. The tendency has been in this place since the beginning of time. So since we have been in groups of people, those who do not follow the rules of the betterment of the group usually get pushed outside the group. Those are the ones who have become and do become naysayers of the group. Oh, that ain't nothing. Really. But you have the audacity to stand here and ask me questions about something that you don't understand. But Muhammad is nothing, and I get everything that I have from Muhammad. So you have to say it to me that I'm nothing. Are you upfront and honest when dealing with others? People who have a positive social character are often found to be more easily trusted by others. Again, this follows the same age-old truism mentioned above. Are you following the behaviors set down in your guide, your Muhammad guide? You don't have to like the rules to follow the rules. But if you're going to be obedient and submissive to the rules, then you would. You don't have to agree, but if you're going to be in the group and function as part of the group, then it is challenging for us to see you do something contrary to this and not have an emotion contrary to love. Does that make sense? Even though we may want to embrace you fully, what we're getting from you does not allow us because you are in contradiction to this. Personality, on the other hand, is defined as traits which you're born with. Aries, Pisces, Taurus, Sagittarius, Gemini, Scorpio, all of those are traits that you're born with. What does that mean? It means during a set period of time or age, there is an energy field that's peculiar to that energy field, and you were brought to from that energy field, so you must have the traits of that energy field. Do you have to have all the traits? No. Because you, as God, understanding the 12 signs, can choose from whichever you choose to have that are better than the ones that you were given. That makes sense? People who tend to be either analytical in their nature or socially outgoing. Most people fall into the realm of being either extroverted or introverted. Other common distinctions are dominant, influencing, steady, compliant personalities. Are you introverted or extroverted? Which one do you need to be to have the most benefit to the public from the gospel? Extroverted. Knowledge under a bucket is useless. If you're not extroverted, how does the Spirit get spread except by you? It doesn't. Personality is inborn, born with you. Character, however, comes from learned behavior inside your early relationships. Now, excuse my coughing, I got a little tickle. Inside your, I got it. inside your personality is also the personality of your mother and your grandmother and some of your father, but for sure, your mother and your grandmother. Do you still have ways that are tied back to their era? But you'll only know if you're introspective, right? That means you must go within and analyze your behaviors, your thought patterns, why you feel the way you feel, and this is the best way to be feeling to produce people that follow you. This learning comes from both observation and interaction with parents, teachers, and other social networks. While character does have an inborn link due to its infinite relationship to personality, character is actually designed and developed from and during your early relationships until you became ingrained. So many of the things that you develop and that are ingrained are developed between 0 and 7. The 7s are the most important aspect. They're the mile markers of human development. 0 to 7, 7 to 14, 14 to 21, 21 to 28. And those are stages of development in us. If you miss development in any of those categories, you are dysfunctional in the higher category. So at 0 to 7, you don't learn right from wrong and consequences for actions. And then you become 7 to 14. You are now hard to deal with 10, 12-year-olds because you did not understand consequences for your behavior. You did not understand right from wrong. So we have those periods of development, and the only way that you can realize if you develop is to go back and question yourself about those periods of time. And those periods of time are available. They're still in your head. They haven't left you. So all you got to do is go back in introspectively and look at what you learned and what your belief system was when you were 0 to 7. And if they were not in line with what they should be, then you have to bring them forth. Character development. Does this mean that character is not changeable? No. Character can be changed purposely, and in order to better get along with groups, it can be varying situationally. So you can have one character in a business setting, have another character in a ward meeting, and have another character in your religious organization. Sometimes that's a plus, and sometimes that's a minus. Many of us will absolutely be on time for work, but it does not transition to temper. Situationally, you got it down situationally, but you don't really have it down because you don't really realize that time is God's grace for you to learn something, and you haven't learned to honor the word. Let's go to it. An example of situational character is that the person who never misses church services but does have absences at work, or vice versa. Character traits are the attributes, character traits and their attributes, attitudes and beliefs. Character traits are the attributes and beliefs that are to have toward your life, work, family, and community. Character traits may be positive, negative, or somewhere in between. There is a link between positive character traits and happy, successful life. Negative character traits that have been strongly and longly ingrained usually cause strife at some point. But a focus of positive change can and does work. look to executive coaching or anything like that, we sometimes even in our Wednesday meetings have a negative tone even to our considerations of the information that we're talking about. Unconsciously, we assume our position from negativity. And that shouldn't be the position that you assume anything from. Yours should be an extremely optimistic and positive position just based on the fact that you say, I'm a Fahamid, divine understanding. That means that it should be better than common understanding. Success and character. What is success? It depends. What are you striving to accomplish? Do you have a goal set for Fahamid? Do you have a goal set for your participation? Do you have a goal for what you will create in Fahamid? What is your success? I don't know. Maybe one day we ought to have a think about everybody write what their success is and what they want to see. And then we'll have a roadmap to gauge whether you're on track. Character is the third part of the 7 C's of success. The second part. Part 1 covers individual character, which is the cornerstone of all personal success in the long term. So whatever you're seeking to do in the long term, you must become that now, so that it attracts that. You are electromagnetic, right? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you attract or repel things that are either for you, like you, or against you, and not like you. But it's your thoughts that do that. Either you're conscious and you're running your life, or you're not conscious and somebody else is running your life. Are your thoughts and actions deliberate, measured, and conscious? Right now, if you're thinking about something other than what I'm saying, you're having problems with conscious focus. You're not here. You're actually somewhere else in your mind, in your head. And as a group, it is our common collective consciousness that works best for us, not our separate consciousness. So we as a temple at springtime need to set a goal. So what I'm recommending is that the next meeting, if not before, we sit down and draw up some lofty plans that we must go after. And it will prove to ourselves something other than coming here to meet and feel good and going home and being like everybody else on Monday or Tuesday. Low character individuals can and do have short success. However, the truth of their methods usually catches up to them. They are then and forever considered unsuccessful. Have you had someone say they were going to do something, promise they were going to do something, and then they did not do it for you? Do you feel the same way about their integrity? No. And it's very difficult for you to feel any different when they don't make restitution for the falsehood they gave you. Character may be considered the ultimate indicator of true success at both the individual and organizational level. Character can dramatically separate individuals and others to see them as unique. This perception is sometimes the only thing that separates the individual from others in the eyes of customers, managers, and peers. If you're currently on a job, How do people see you? Have you ever asked someone, say, can you earnestly tell me, and you're worried about offending me, earnestly tell me what you think of me? Describe me to you. Just ask. It's not a bad task. I do it every periodically at work. I'll pick somebody out and ask. Because I want to know that what I'm attempting to put out is what's being received. And if I constantly don't check, then I don't know if I'm being successful or not. So it's my barometer on how effective I am in my communication and my behavior. And as the person who is in my position, I happen to be the oldest person there. So because of that and the mentality of the organization, the light is on me. My behavior is always being checked. My clothing, my fingernails, I mean, they're dirty. I mean, every imperfection about me is, brother, you know, so on and so on. Oh, thank you. You know, I didn't know. So I'm constantly under that microscope because I'm the elder. The aggregate of features and traits that form the individual nature of some person or thing, moral or ethical qualities of honesty, courage, or the like, integrity, reputation, having a good repute, refers to distinctive qualities that make one recognizable as a person differentiated from others. That's what we're talking about as character. These things that cause someone to say, you're different. What is it? What's with you? And then they ask you about yourself. Then you have an opportunity to tell them where your state of consciousness comes from. When you get down to the real bottom line, character is about integrity. Do you do what you say you're going to do, and do you mean what you say? Can you be counted on? That's what it's about. Are you the one that when help is needed, you're called and you're able, you show up? When you get down to the real bottom line, character is about integrity. It seems people and organizations either have it or they don't have it. The black-white comparison is due to the use of integrity. You either have it or you don't have it. Selective integrity or ethics is not really having it. You act a certain way around certain people. You do certain things around certain people. That means you are what they call wishy-washy. You're not fixed. What is individual character? Starting with the individual character, it is the backbone or starting point for good versus evil in life and in business. Those young guys upstairs must understand integrity. They really must understand it. And there's nothing that they can do that would cause you not to expect them to be integral. That is the safety line that you have when someone else said your child did something versus your child saying what they did. So when you teach that child that this is the bond that saves us from the rest of the world, is our integrity to one another, the truth. It is the amen in our existence. It is what separates them from us. It lets us know that you're telling the truth, so that we can come to your fight prepared. Why is character so important to success? Well, if you don't have character, then anything goes, which can lead to bad, if not totally unchecked. Have you ever had something you did, you casually, slowly start to do it, and a few years later you realize that you were on the other deviant of it. Well, I started drinking wild turkey and Jack Daniels like that. I slowly started sipping it, with friends I'd be around. And then I developed a taste for it. And then I would buy my own small bottle of it. And then I bought a large bottle. I used to drink, man. I ain't lying. I was a swill. My cousin taught me everything I need to know about drinking Jack Daniels, man. He was a Barak. So I became proficient running with him. Running with my man. He also was my cousin. He was my best friend. Uh, Negative consequences, or the possibility of negative consequences, is a check system of balancing accounting for our and mental decision making. When you recall a behavior in you that is negative, you cannot give it credit. You can say, I used to be challenged by, I used to be this or that, but you can't say I'm this, but I have it under control. I just had to have that conversation with myself Wednesday when I left here because I made some statements that were not in line with what I really meant. So when I talked about anger, I don't have anger. I have challenges with anger I have challenges and I have to do them. What I am now is I have chosen to be meek. Meek is pleasant and loving amongst pleasant and loving people, and violent as hell amongst the violent. That's meek. So I choose to be meek. I want to be pleasant and loving. But when compelled, I will hold back nothing. I'm going to come out of here for a minute. This is a good group of people. And I want to tell you, you're a good group of people. A very good group of people. I'm proud to be a part of you and know you as a brother and sister. I believe, however, our organizational character is being challenged. I think we need to do more than we're doing. I think we need to step up to the call. I think we need more visibility. And I'm going to ask you, brothers, that maybe we may start to do what we used to do. We would go out and talk about it. And I think it's time for us to put ourselves back out on that stage again and present Muhammad in his full. But I think our character, our integrity, and our prophet needs to see us honor him and make his character our character. I think we're 2 years into the new age, right? Age of Aquarius. We're 8 years into the Aquarius. So here we are, 8 years into the new Aquarius, and we're at 2016, and 2019 is right around the corner. Do you draw the parallel of the urgency? We're coming into the age of enlightenment. We're at the point where history is changed for the next 26,000 years. And we are that change. We are that change agent. That's huge. You feel that, Council? We are that change agent. We are bringing the light and the way back. So, but this is where we must make our solemn oath that our actions be multiplied, that our character be evidenced, that our integrity be proven, that our durability has been for nothing, that we are elderly and we can no longer wait for the young to come to us. We can no longer wait for the group to come to us. We must go to the group. Our character says, our information says, our lesson says, we are the light and the way. We are the disciples of Amun the Rock, the truth. But we're not taking that truth to the public. We want the public to come to us. Where the pond does not move unless you get a bucket and get the water out of it and take it where you need. The pond, that's us. Plenty of water. Nobody knows the pond is here. So I want us to start to do think tanks, strategizing, and implement a plan of action so that we will show the true character of Muhammad and that it will be known again in St. Louis and possibly around the country. This is an opportunity that I may not ever see again at this age of life, my brother's age of life. This is it. I mean, on my best of grace, I may get 40 years. But that's not how the calendar is against me. The calendar says, in a minute now. So I have this urgency in me to get out here, but I don't want to go out here without my brothers and sisters. But if you don't, I'm going. I can't hold back no more. I'm sorry. I just can't. I'm having dreams about it. It's been hard on my chest. And I don't mean to be this way. I thought it was a tough cookie. I get something like this. But I don't want to die. I'm still be here. That's right, you don't want. I just don't want to die. I don't want to die. Like this. We got to do more than we do. Oh, I feel silly. This is something I've been harboring for a while. And I have started to go out on my own, and then some say come back. Go where I do. Come back. And I keep wanting to go out. You know, I have the venue. I get the venue better than like anytime I want it. But I can't go without you. I don't want to go without you. If I'm going to be speaking, or if you're going to be speaking, I want us to be in line and present in support of one another. I want us to be seen and felt and understood. I want our character of righteousness, of truth to be known. We are the true character of Amun, the truth. The truth. We're the truth. I think the world deserves to know the truth. And because of my age, I am beseeched to ask you, let's move ahead on this plan and decide our first part of attack. Salam.